content. So a conversation is, social media is nothing more than conversation that's happening bi-directionally. So monologue has given way to dialogue, right? And a social network is any kind of website that allows users to interact directly with each other on topics of mutual interest. So on Facebook, you guys put the pictures of your dog, your cat, your next door neighbor's dog, you know, so all the stuff that you're doing, what are you doing right now? You know, listening to a boring speech. So everybody wants everybody to know what they're doing, right? So social network platforms allow you to do that. So like YouTube and Facebook and Yelp, those platforms allow you to do that. So when we talk about the social media landscape, right, so everybody's used to the more famous ones, right? Twitter, LinkedIn, Reddit, Tumblr, Flickr. Everybody here familiar with Flickr? No. Anybody here? No? Okay, Flickr. You're familiar with Flickr? Flickr is a social media site that allows you to upload pictures. So it's like a photo album. It's like Google's Picasa. Both companies and individuals are using Flickr. PhotoBucket to upload the pictures of family albums. Now you can actually see them online, you can share them with other people, or you can print them and have them delivered directly to you at home. So social media and the internet is allowing the level of interaction that we didn't used to have before. Yes, ma'am?
What's Tumblr?
Tumblr is another social media site. It's kind of like a combination of FriendFeed, and Reddit and the other social bookmarking sites. So any sites, any things that you may be interested in or things that you're doing on the internet, if you can upload your documents on Tumblr, you can pretty much upload pictures as well as video on Tumblr. So Tumblr is your own personal site that people can come and see what your preferences and your likes and dislikes are. So Tumblr is another major, fast-growing social media site. So the idea, though, guys, is that social media is a much bigger universe than the ones that you're used to, right? So if you look at the social media landscape, there is so much stuff, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's probably a social media platform being born every 15 seconds. Somewhere around the world. Somebody's coming up with ways to aggregate what we do online in a very, very specific way, from documents to music to wikis to pictures, social bookmarks, micromedia, blog communities, you name it, there's a social media platform out there for it, right? So for example, if we were to talk about documents, who here is familiar with DocStock? Anybody? Okay, DocStock is a place now that you can store your documents in the cloud, is what we call it, and you have access to those documents wherever you go. So for example, someone like me, if I had a presentation to do or I had a proposal to give to someone, and lo and behold, I go to my client's office and oops, I forgot the daggone proposal. What can I do? If I had uploaded it on DocStock, I can go to DocStock, upload it, download it right then and then, it's there. So those documents are accessible to me 24/7, 365. This is the way now, 24/7, 365 is the way you need to start thinking about social media and what your kids have access to 24/7. So whether or not they have a computer at home, whether or not they have a laptop, whether they're at school, whether they're in the library, if they have a cell phone, they have access to their social media platform. It is a mobile information age today. So I kind of wanted to share with you guys some interesting statistics of how fast things have changed probably within the past 5 years. So this is an interesting here. I want you guys to see this. Take a look at this. growing. So, looking at these statistics, you see how fast things are moving. So, when technology used to be television or radio, it took us close to 30, 40 years for them to become mainstream. You saw Facebook. We have 500 million users on Facebook. 500 million users, and growing. It happens every day. So your kids are exposed to these things, and the idea that if you don't know what's going on out there, the world while you're sleeping has already changed, right? Your kids are connecting without talking, and they're talking to their friends. They're talking to their friends who may be, states away. They're talking to total strangers that you may not necessarily know about through their websites or through their social media platforms. And then kids are basically growing up online. They are going to be the mobile generation. They already are, okay? So what do we need to do as parents, and what do we need to understand about this social media landscape that's changing overnight for us? So again, my idea here is that I'm a social media guy, I'm an internet guy, I'm a marketing guy. So I don't want the statistics that I'm showing to you to scare you. They're not there. I'm not here to scare you, and I'm not anti-technology. What I want you to understand, however, is to be aware of what's going on out there and be sure you know what your kids are doing. So let me share some of the statistics that the experts are talking about. Oh my God. My apologies.
It's fixable. Don't worry. This came out. That's all.
There we go. So we're seeing 14, 15, and 16-year-olds and up and coming commonly sharing naked pictures or sexual pictures of themselves, right? So one of the stories that I'm going to try to pull up for you guys at the end of this is that kids are now, who are as young as 13 or 14, really sharing inappropriate pictures of themselves with their peers. And now you're starting to hear horror stories of, young girl taking, naked pictures of herself, sending it to her boyfriend, and then once they break up, that other person is now sharing that picture on Facebook or other social media elements. There's one particular story where that happened. The young lady was harassed so badly that at the end she committed suicide. So here are some of the horror stories that we're starting to see out there because kids are doing these kind of things and not thinking about the repercussions that's happening. The other piece that's happening is that a lot of kids are also, children as young as 12 who aren't sexually active are sending explicit, provocative, and even pornographic images to their peers.